How's it going, guys? Back with another Mustang video. So if you've been watching my previous videos, you know that I've been wanting to get this car properly tuned for a while now. I've been having issue after issue. If you've been, like I said, if you've been watching my previous videos, you know that this car is not tuned properly. Ever since I picked it up from my local tune shop, it's been issue after issue. And my local tuner stands by that this car is tuned properly, correctly, and, hands down, I know that it's not. Even a few of you have mentioned, get a new tuner, get that thing properly tuned, stuff like that. I'm sorry that I didn't listen to you. I've been trying to throw parts at it, trying to fix the issue myself, and I came to the conclusion, and I deep down knew that it was tune related. Some of the things that I've thrown at it did help a little bit, but deep down, I know that it's a tuning issue. So with that being said, also, before I forget, which I always thought was weird, it's been months now. If you've been watching my videos, my local tuner had this car for 3 months, which is absolutely insane, I know. But he had this for 3 months. He used HP tuners, which apparently these cars, that I hear from multiple people, HP tuners does not, that kind of software does not agree with this car for some reason. I don't know why. It's got the stock ECU, which I know that these cars can be properly tuned with the stock ECU. I've seen it on multiple cars across the country. It just needs that knowledgeable, reputable tuner to actually tune it that has, tuned these cars for years, specifically does these cars. So let me show you on the workbench, which I thought was weird. If you've been watching my videos, my local tuner used the stock MAF sensor. I know, it's weird, I know, but that's how he tuned this car. Even though I had a brand new SCT BA 2600 MAF, brand new. I bought it from American Muscle, and this is the stock housing for the stock MAF, which he actually ended up using the 90 millimeter housing that came with the new sensor. I know, it's weird. I don't understand it. I still don't understand it to this day. But what he actually ended up saying is because I didn't have a separate IAT sensor, because this is an 03, so it has the 6-pin MAF harness, that it has the stock built into that is the IAT sensor on that MAF sensor. So that's why he used it. And I even asked him like 3 times if I was to, do a separate IAT sensor, cutting, like splicing into the MAF harness. I think it's pin 1 and pin 6. Would that work? And he's like, no, that would not work. So I know that it will work, guys. I've seen it done, and that's what I'm going to do here soon. I actually have a new IAT sensor coming that I actually purchased from LMR. I think it was $22. So not too bad. I wanted a correct one. I didn't want to buy some cheapy little, off-brand one. So I actually purchased that one. Yeah, a little spendy from LMR. They pretty much got me on the shipping. I think it was like $10. So I was like, whatever, I'm done. I want this car done. So you probably know from the thumbnail that I have been looking into remote tuning this car, or getting this car remotely tuned. I've been, I hit the Facebook groups, and was, looking into that, looking at, possible tuners, because I follow a lot of New Edge, S95, platforms or Facebook groups. So I've been, hitting those up, asking questions, stuff like that. And a name that kept coming up to me is Marty OCHS. I believe that's his last name. If I'm saying it wrong, leave it down in the comments. Well, you won't be able to tell me, but I believe that's how his last name is said. Anyways, so I looked into him. I actually, he actually ended up calling me because I reached out to him on Messenger. I was going back and forth explaining my situation. You know, sorry guys, let me get a little drink of water real quick. It's a hot day here in Oregon. Anyways, I reached out to him. I actually ended up, talking to him on the phone. He was giving me a little more information. Really cool guy, honestly. If you guys are using him or, you used his tuning, leave it down in the comments. I would definitely appreciate it, guys. What was your experience? I can't see any bad experiences because I looked into the reviews. I've watched videos. Everybody had so many good things to say about him. And I know he's a busy guy. So he actually ended up calling me. He's on the East Coast. He's actually located in Georgia. And I'm on the West Coast, obviously, located in Oregon. So there's like a 3 hours difference. And, I think he called me. It was like 6 o'clock here, so it's probably like 9 o'clock there. He actually ended up calling me, at the end of his day. He is a busy guy. He's constantly tuning. He was letting me know that he was wrapping up, a few tunes for that day. And, he called me and he gave me all the information. I asked him questions because I've never done, remote tuning or anything like that. Kind of nerve-wracking because I'm really not, tech savvy, when it comes to technology and stuff like that. Kind of old school. So when it comes to laptops and stuff like that, I don't deal with that kind of stuff. So, but he was giving me some good information, putting my mind a little at ease, basically telling me, it's a walk in the park. It's super easy. Basically what he does, from my understanding, is he sends a SCT handheld device. If you already have one, then you're golden, but I don't. So my previous tuner actually used HP tuners, which I guess apparently does not agree with these cars fully. There have been a few people I know that has had success, but in my case, 100% not. So he actually sends you an SCT handheld device and with a bass tune on it. You give him all the information on your car, all the modifications that you've done, basically, all that kind of stuff. And I am boosted. So he's going to send an SCT because yes, I am going with that route. I'm going to get a tune from him. I'm, still talking to him back and forth. He's going to send me an email and stuff like that. So I got to fill out some information on there. Sorry about that. So he sends an SCT device. I know I keep saying it. I keep getting sidetracked. Sorry, guys. With the bass tune on it, I load the bass tune on there. And then you have to have a laptop and use your hotspot from your phone, or if you have a Wi-Fi, but you're going to have to do some polls on the streets, stuff like that. So what he actually ends up doing is you hook that SCT device to your laptop, and then he can remotely tune into your laptop. You give, some passwords and stuff like that, etc. And then he can actually remote anywhere around the country and tune your car properly. So you get on the phone with him and he does everything pretty much live, from my understanding, and walks you through it. He asks, you to do, some polls from, 25 or whatever to, whatever he asks you to do. So that's from my knowledge. He asks you to do a few things. and dials it all in, wide open throttle, stuff like that. And then since I am boosted, I have to purchase a fire wire from Summit Racing. He sent me a link, which is cool. He sends you everything that you're gonna need. Because I do have a aftermarket AFR gauge, which he will need because I am boosted. NA, you don't need that. So if you just have simple bolt-ons and stuff like that, he'll time that all in. You don't need any of that, but I am boosted, so he's gonna need the fire wire that leads from the wires from my AFR gauge that leads into the SCT device or the laptop, and you know, he could read all that stuff, which is really cool, and I didn't know could be done, stuff like that. I've always just wanted hands on the vehicle. That's why I went with that local tuner at first, guys. And you know, you learn as you go. Yes, I wish I would I wish that I would have looked into, you know, some remote tuning and stuff like that in the beginning, but I am where I am today, so you learn as you go. So I'm gonna have Marty tune my 2003 boosted Mustang GT, and I'm very excited, guys, to go this route. I'll be, you know, posting this video probably tomorrow or the next day, and then from there I'll probably already have some more information from Marty. Like I said, we've been going back and forth every day for the last couple days. So yeah, I'm definitely excited. But I just want to hop on here and update you guys. And yes, I do apologize because I know a few of you guys have been on me about, you know, get that thing properly tuned, blah, blah, blah. Been sending me different names and stuff like that. So I appreciate that, guys. Deep down, I knew it was a tuning issue. I guess I just didn't want to come to the realization that it was that, but it is, and I knew. So, yeah, we're going to get this thing properly tuned. We're hitting summer. It's been hot here in Oregon the last few days. It's been in the hundreds. Been sweating and stuff like that. So hopefully I can get this thing all tuned up this summer. Like I said, he's been a busy guy. If it takes a few weeks from here, I'm fine with it. I'm in no rush. I'm just glad that I'm happy, you know, finally, you know, trying something new, trying to get this thing to where it needs to be, basically. So, like I said, if you have had your car tuned by Marty, leave it down in the comments. What was your experience? I'm sure it's all good. I can't imagine it being bad. But even if it is, leave it down in the comments. What happened? You know, we can have some conversations. I'm definitely excited to go this route. I want to enjoy the car. I haven't been able to enjoy the car. I've been basically driving it normal. Like I said, if you've been watching those previous videos, you know that it hasn't been properly dialed in. You know, when I start the car up, you know, it dies. It takes a few times to start up. When I'm cruising, it, you know, jolts. It has those fine jolts. And I can't even get the car into boost. I can't enjoy the car. I'm always nervous to drive the car because it goes into this like limp mode. So basically I've just been cruising the car around normally, like it's not even boosted. So that's definitely not been fun. It's always a nerve-wracking taking this car out, and you never know what you're gonna get. So I'm definitely excited to finally enjoy the car. I will be making some update videos, so don't worry about that. I'm not gonna keep you guys in the dark or anything. I'm just finally motivated. I'm finally excited. I finally got the money and the funds all together. I'm ready to just jump into it. And Marty's gonna be with me every step of the way. I already know. We're gonna get this car done, guys. So I'm done playing around. We are hitting summer. There's a lot more car meets, a lot more car events, shows, stuff like that I want to attend, and I want the car done. So stay tuned for, you know, some new videos coming out soon. I definitely appreciate all you guys that have been following and all that kind of stuff. If you guys are liking the content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It keeps me, pumping these videos out for you guys. And stay tuned for the next video. And thanks for watching.